The Feminism Agenda and the Activism of Men by Ms. Boyne Abigail, undergraduate of the University of Education, Winneba. Once upon a time, a good friend of mine once asked, "Hey Abigail, what do you want to become in future?" I replied, "I want to be a feminist." She burst into laugh, interestingly, thinking I only said feminist due to the sweet pronunciation. Now one may ask, who is a feminist? A feminist is a person who advocates for equal rights and gender equality. Straight to the point, feminist agenda and the activism of men. Were men really interested in feminist movement? Oh yes, we had numerous men who engage in feminist activism. Now let's talk about the feminist agenda. What at all were the goals and aims of feminists? Feminists seek to the equality of both gender. Feminists believe that men and women should have equal rights and opportunities. Also, they challenged patriarchal norms. Feminists challenge societal norms, custom, and institutions. Feminists also supported women's empowerment. Feminists support women's empowerment and autonomy, including the right to make choices about their own bodies and future since they were excluded from making their own rights. Feminists also advocate for social justice. Here, justice is advocated for both men and women. They also recognize intersectionality. Feminists recognize that gender intersects with other forms of oppression such as racism, homophobia, transphobia, ableism, and classism. We have different types of feminists. We have the socialist feminists, we have radical feminists, liberal feminists, and so on. Moving to the liberal feminists, this feminist focuses on individual rights and equality within existing social and political structures. We also have radical feminists. This type of feminist seeks to challenge and dismantle patriarchal systems and institutions. Moving further, this socialist feminist also examines the interconnected nature of social justice issues, addressing multiple forms of oppression simultaneously. Let's note some feminists we know. We have Simone de Beauvoir. He is a French philosopher and feminist author of The Second Sex in the year 1949. Chronologically, we have the first wave feminism movement, which was around the 1848 to 1920s. We have Seneca Falls Convention, 1848. This movement was the first women's rights convention in the US. We have the men's support. Frederick Douglass and William Lloyd Garrison supported women's suffrage. With this, you could bear witness with me that we had men who engage in feminist activities. Moving on to the second wave feminism, that happened around the 1960s to the 1980s. We had the civil rights movement. This was the inspiration for women to fight for their own rights. We had the men's liberation that emerged, focusing on men's roles and responsibilities. We have actors like John Stoltenberg who argue that men must confront patriarchal norms. In our modern days, we have what we call the third wave feminism, which also happened around the 1990s to our present days. Here, there was intersectionality. This highlighted interconnected social justice issues with the men activism increased with organizations like Normas and White Ribbon Campaign. We also have the authors like Michael Kaufman, who explored men's role in preventing violence against women. Briefly, evaluating Michael Kaufman's argument due to his strengths and weaknesses in this argument, He emphasized on men's responsibility, correctly emphasized men's responsibility and their roles in the society. With the intersectional approach, Michael Kaufman recognized interconnected social justice issues. With this, it also had its own weakness in his writings. We have the lack of concrete solutions. Michael Kaufman focuses on awareness rather than solutions. There were limited representation. He may not adequately represent marginalized men's experiences. Concluding, Michael Kaufman's argument highlights the importance of men activism in promoting gender equality. However, his work could not benefit from more concrete solutions and inclusive representations. Referring, we have the Kaufman M 2003, The Possibility of Dreaming on This Night, UNDP. We have the Stoltenberg J 1989, Refusing to Be a Man, Essays on Sex and Justice, Penguin Books. Appreciating my lecturer, Mr. Eric Sechi Inketia. Thank you.